Hey, listen to Cookout Podcast, episode 411. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and today we're going to talk about the return to Ravnica. Now, hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole bunch is going down. We're back for our last recording of 2023 in Brando and Ryan's physical timeline. The very, very first time they're hearing our voice in 2024 for everybody out there in YouTube, where you should be watching, or podcast land, depending on however you take the show into your ear, eye, or any other hole. No kink shaming. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, including the return to Ravnica. But before we get to any of that exciting stuff, we have to talk about our official business, Daddy's FusionGamingOnline.com, their source for all your gaming needs, and the official beer sponsor of this season of CCO Sidewalk Slam on YouTube, Pile of Bones Brewing Co., the second coolest thing to come out of Regina.
Wow. You got there, hey?
Thanks, man.
New year, new Brando.
I would not go that far.
Oh.
I am wearing a hat. If you're watching on YouTube, I haven't cut my hair. It's back here.
Yes. You probably didn't shower.
I didn't shower.
I can't smell. Just got a sinus infection. So.
Man, I can't smell. I had like a little bit of a cold
yeah.
over Christmas. I have a funny phlegm story I want to tell everybody.
You know what? Some people are really triggered by that. That's gross.
Really?
Some people are like totally into it, and some people are like way away not into it.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Well, no kink shaming in the nation if you're into it.
Yeah. Well,
hey,
we'll get there.
Real quick. If you want to pick up any Ravnica Remastered, you've been waiting for like years and years and years to say that many return tos, eh?
I have, yes. I knew my day would come.
Yes, yeah. If you want to pick up any Ravnica Remastered, you go to FusionGamingOnline.com, use CCO Summer promo code, or if it's your first time and you're going to spend over $100, like you're buying a boosty box,
maybe,
or a bunch of alternate art foils,
yep.
Use CCO Perks promo code. You're going to get a discount or store credit awarded back to your Fusion account.
For stuff you're buying anyway, right? Just pay less for the stuff you're going to buy anyway.
You know what I'm going to probably buy?
Tell me.
Foil brew vac.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I've got a question about some foiling processes for Uncle Brando a little bit later in the show, but you're going to spend that money anyways. You might as well spend less of it.
Yeah, I mean, you have a limited number of monies,
yep.
And just because you hate them, it doesn't mean you should spend them all at once and get less stuff.
Yes.
Because you can spend all that monies, save some of it, and then use that to get more things.
Yes, like the Pile of Bones beer that we feature on the show last week, right, for Christmas?
Yes.
And of course on Sidewalk Slam coming up this week. On Friday. It's coming out on Friday. Friday is when it's coming out on Friday.
Okay. And if it doesn't, I promise you in Magic Fest Chicago or Magic Con Chicago, I will shave T Coates' head in front of the building.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, pressure's on me then, because it's on me to put it out on Friday.
Yeah.
One Friday.
Yes.
Friday.
Watch
it on Friday.
Yes.
Do people do they,
Friday?
Okay, that would be. Let's just make sure.
Friday,
January 6th.
It's a Friday.
The day before Eastern Orthodox Christmas. Friday, January 6th.
It's a Friday.
Yes.
Sidewalk Slam. Be here.
Grab some beer. Watch it.
Yeah, this is a threat.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's check some show notes because we got a tiny little bit of podcasting business.
Okay.
Little bit.
Let's do it.
If you want to support the show, you go to patreon.com/CCO Podcast. You can become part of CCO Nation. Join our Discord. You get a middle finger blasting when you get into the Discord. Mm-hmm. And you get your CCO nickname.
And you get to hang out with some of the total sevens of the Magic community.
Yeah, and get invites to the CCO experience.
Also the truth.
Maybe in Las Vegas. That's going to be the one after Chicago.
Right.
Which is usually the big fun one that everybody likes to go to is the Vegas one, right?
Well, they're all big and fun, but Vegas is like, because it's Vegas, everybody thinks, oh, Vegas is so great because it's so expensive. It must be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's sure expensive there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we've got 2 new patrons to thank.
That's fun.
Thank.
Yes,
and you're the same as.
Yeah.
Okay, first one. Derek Vaughn. Do you think he's, get this, another pseudo-celebrity in the nation, relative of Vince Vaughn?
If he is, I would like it if he would leave.
Oh.
I hate Vince Vaughn.
Even in Psycho, the remake from
Especially in Psycho, the remake.
Oh, really?
It's a shot-for-shot remake of a movie. Why do it?
Well, Disney does it all the time, and you like those.
No, I don't. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me about things that I don't like.
That was on the internet now. Everybody knows.
That's the laziest remake I suggest of all time, is the Psycho remake. It's the same lines, same shots, same everything. They could have just colorized the other one and CGI'd Vince Vaughn's fucking face onto whatever his name is, and the movie would have been the exact same movie, except it wouldn't have had Ellen's wife in it.
Oh.
I think that lady was Ellen's wife or girlfriend.
Oh, yeah?
Or something. I think.
Derek Vaughn still needs a nickname. Maybe
Air Dick Flan.
Air Dick. Yes, it's kind of like you're taking the two syllables of Derek.
Yes.
Air Dick.
Air Dick.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, we got a second one.
Okay.
And when the notification came onto my phone or like email or whatever, I read his name wrong.
Ooh.
Yeah, and to me, hey, it sounded a little dirty. So
Okay.
Jonathan Wolfers. Now, when it came in, I read Wafflers.
Wafflers?
Waffler. Not waffle. Waffle.
Waffle.
And I was like, ooh.
What's a waffle?
I don't know what a waffle is, but I think I want one.
Do you, though? I mean, if you don't know what it is, you can't afford it, right?
You know what?
High-end waffle.
High-end? Yeah, Jonathan. He's not John or Johnny. No, he's full-fledged Jonathan.
High-end Jonathan waffle.
Yeah, I can't afford the waffle.
Can't afford the waffle.
So interpret that, Jonathan, as you will, and do the right thing. Do the right thing in the Discord.
Yes.
Lots of people change their names, and it's the funniest thing when we get somebody new or we've never met in real life before. We don't know what they look like.
Yeah.
They come up to us at a Magic Con and they say, like, I see all the real names with the Patreon notifications.
Right.
Uncle Brando usually only ever sees the Discord
Patreon names, yeah.
So Jonathan will be like, oh yeah, I'm high-end Jonathan Wafflers in Discord. And Brando will be like, oh yeah, cool, nice to meet you, man.
I know you, yeah. Did they give me your real name? Hey, I'm Derek Torgensen. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't know you.
Yeah, right. You don't even.
Yeah, don't make up names in front of me.
Yeah.
I'm the one who makes up names in front of me.
Yep.
Etc.
Yeah. Next business.
Well,
okay. Big thank you and F you to the patrons.
Yes.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah, very much so. Next one. Last week's winner.
Last week's winner.
In the Boosty Pack game.
Right. What did they have to guess?
Finn the Fangbearer.
Yeah.
Remember, he's a small guy. He cares about things that happen in tens because he gives poison counters.
Yep.
Yes.
And he killed Coma, which is bullshit. Which is hot garbage.
Yeah, it's probably something to do with Norse mythology and how all that went down.
That
right?
can fuck off. Okay.
We've got YouTube name Command Tower Productions. And when I went,
what?
Yeah, that's the YouTube name. So I was like, is this another content creator? So I went and looked at who they were. Like I went to their channel or whatever, and he had 2 videos, and it was not our friends from CMD Tower. It was somebody else. So if that's you, get at us, commandercookout@gmail.com. Let us know that you're you, that you won, and what prize you won. A stinky old booster pack from the Onion Bag. It's got some fresh onions from Christmas in it, too. A CCO sticker pack. Ooh. CCO token pack.
Yeah.
And let us know your mailing address and complete with your postal and or zip code.
Yes.
Or whatever they use in your country.
Can you imagine having a postal and a zip code?
Oh.
Man, I can't even remember my postal code. I live in my place for like 18 months. And I have no idea what my postal code is. I have it written down in my wallet.
It took me a long time to remember my new one, too.
Man, I'm having a hard time, dude.
Mine changed twice because, like, when we moved, I had the post box in the mall.
Right?
And that had its own thing, like its own postal code because it was at a post office.
Yeah.
And then when I got my new mailbox, got a new postal code. Got a new everything.
Oh, dang.
The municipality that I lived in, for the longest time, couldn't figure out where I lived either. They had like a land map that just showed like the lots, how the lots were sectioned off. And I was like number 28 on there.
Sure.
And then they had like the house map, which like for property taxes with the names of all the families that lived in all the houses. I was 26 on there.
Oh.
So all the time we wouldn't get mail, or I'd get the mail for like 2 houses down or like 2 yards down the empty lot. And one time the RM billed a guy to cut it because it's a big freaking field, and I got billed $1,100. And I'm like, okay, for 3 years now, I've been getting the wrong mail. And you guys always don't know where I live, and I got to call you guys about my property tax and all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
And they go, oh, yeah, well, it's because we have 2 maps. And I'm like,
Well, then have one map.
Take the names from one map and a fucking sticky note or a pencil and write it on the other map.
Or just only have one map.
Yeah, why do you have physical maps? Because like everybody's 100 that works at the RM office. They're all named like Deb and Cheryl and Helga and whatever.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay, I'm going to grab the one map and put it beside the other map. Oh, yeah, we have you at 26 on one and 28 on the other. I'm 26. It's the whole thing.
No, fix it.
Yeah, I did.
So not to you, say it to them.
Yeah.
Fucking
So
fix
it's all
that
figured out now.
Listen here,
Yeah.
you fuck. Fix it. That's what I'd say. I've said that so many times over Christmas. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Man.
What we said over Christmas was check out all the new stuff from Commander Cookout in the new year. And now the new year is on. Remember? Sidewalk Slam. Friday. January 6th.
Friday.
Yep. And our first lessons from cEDH with John. Very good.
I don't
Very
know who
good.
that is.
It was, I never heard of him either. It was a humility stacks list.
Neat.
Turning all creatures into 1/1s, but your commander is actually a planeswalker. Ooh. Yeah. And your other partner commander had +1/+1 counters on it, so if it gets turned into a 1/1, it can still beat.
What are the partner
It was
planeswalkers? Tevish Zat?
Tevish Zat and Ishai Ojutai Dragonspeaker. So it was an Esper deck.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Yep. So if you're into stacks, if you're into cEDH, we've got that on the Commander Cookout Media Group umbrella now. Head over to watch it. I'll put a little thing in the right here if I remember it on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
But just look it up on YouTube on Commander Cookout. That's the other thing. Now, Ravnica Remastered.
Oh my God.
Okay, so what do you think?
We talked about it the other week. Last week, I was like, I'm kind of soft on this one.
Soft.
And you know what? Still soft on it.
Oh, Brando's got a softie.
Yeah, and I got 2 reasons I think
You mean you don't like it, not that you have a soft spot for it.
Yeah, it's not I'm not excited about it. I shouldn't say that. I'm not. There's some stuff obviously that I want, because there usually is.
Yep.
WotC's good at making sure that there's excitement coming out of everybody's wallets and into their excitement box, shall we say?
Yeah.
Wallet to bank account,
And
if you will.
you really like reprint sets.
I love reprint sets. They're my very favorite sets. But I think, here's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think with Time Spiral went directly out of the park because it was in that sweet spot where not a lot of people had those cards. And the set, like the card pool that they pulled from, was kind of small. So you got like the real draft experience. This is what they marketed the set as initially.
Yes. Yeah.
And because it was like time travel shifted, they could kind of put whatever they wanted in there for bonus cards to raise excitement. That's where you got your Kiki Jikis and your Tallies.
Yeah.
And whatever other high-end reprints they wanted to do to go along with this like kind of set that not many people had stuff from.
Yep.
And so it just kind of all added together to make this great set. But with Dominaria Remastered and Ravnica Remastered, these are pretty modern sets still.
Well,
They're being
Dominaria
mixed in with the old ones. And so these card pools are really big. So they just kind of feel like kind of higher than regular end release sets mixed with kind of junky Masters sets. And then since they're skewed for draft, there's a bunch of duds. We talked about them on the pre-show. Mind Leech Mass, and Sword of the Perons, and the first Niv Mizzet, and frickin' Savara, Queen of the Golgari. Like, there's just cards that you'll never play, ever. But they're there for the draft experience, right? And so I think that they kind of get a watered down feeling to them, especially if you're not into like the new treatments or you're not into particular cards. The excitement of going in and getting these cards that you don't already have isn't there because these sets have come out so recently as I guess War of the Spark, or even early, or even more recently.
The Ravnica, Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance and War of the Spark was in 2018-19, right?
Yeah, like still 4
years ago, yeah.
But still not so far out of consciousness like Time Spiral was, where you forget that it was even there.
Yes.
Like, why aren't they remastering things like just OG Mirrodin?
Yeah.
Or just Lorwyn? Or just Alara?
Yeah.
I think that you could get some pretty exciting things out of that. And I don't mean money. I'm not using that as a euphemism for money. I think that those would be sets that people would get excited about because they don't already have the cards and they haven't seen them in so long, right?
I'll take a little bit of a different line in that Dominaria Remastered sort of was that, where they took every possible Dominaria set and distilled it down. So that could be like the opposite of what you're saying, where
it was just like
they took a huge breadth of Magic's history and distilled it down into something very small. But it did have a lot of modern cards, but it also had old cards. Time Spiral was just all cards from like
Time Spiral.
Yeah, like 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? And Mirrodin would be the same, or if they did like the Invasion story arc.
Yeah.
But you run into a problem at some point when you do that, in that you're starting to just reprint a bunch of cards for draft that are actually not good.
Yeah.
And don't follow modern design principles, or were actually at the time regarded as failures in card design, failures in abilities that were not popular, or failures in Magic sets on the whole. Like, if you did Marcadian Masks Remastered, that would not be a product that I think would sell very well.
You're right. And only to me.
Yes.
I would buy it.
Yes. Ravnica has always been popular in 2006 and in 2012.
Whenever, yeah.
All
4 times you've been
2018. There. It was always popular, and I don't like Savra, Queen of the Golgari, and the first Niv Mizzet. I don't like those. Like, I don't play with those cards.
No, nobody does.
But and remember the target audience. Let's call it the draft people. Let's call it the draft people.
Yeah.
That target audience, I think, would appreciate playing with Savra and Cyclonic Rift, right?
Maybe.
Right? Or cards that came from Ravnica 1 and Ravnica 6.
Yeah, although Ravnica 1 had a lot of stinkers. A Talkthon Worm did not make an appearance. Thank goodness. Right? And neither did, what's the vampire, the mill vampire that doubles in power every time he hits somebody?
Oh, yeah.
I thought sure he was going to show up.
Zadok? Lord of Secrets, or something. He costed like 8, but every time he hit you, you milled that many cards and you doubled his power, but prevent his damage.
Yeah,
that guy was good.
He was fun. He was an interesting card.
Talking like way back in the day. Didn't FU Jesse have that deck?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Look at you go.
Yeah, that was
you
me.
would have played Mind Leech Mass in that deck.
No, I didn't. I had one. I still have one, actually.
Oh, I know.
I went through actually just to check. I actually physically own. Me, Brando, I physically own at least one copy of every rare in this set.
Really?
Yes. Like, so when you look at, when you know somebody, I need to buy that to get whatever card, I don't. I do not. Mm-hmm. I have this whole set already.
You know what I do like?
Which I like, which is cool.
Okay. So.
Proud of that.
The, just go with me on this.
Okay.
Just go with the flow.
I shall.
Okay. Commander Masters.
Yep.
Like the expensive one from last year,
Yep.
was geared supposedly at more enfranchised players. They give you the higher price point, but you get those really powerful pre-cons with new cards.
Right.
Because you already have maybe a lot of the other cards in Commander Masters.
Sure.
If you didn't, you would get singles at a lower price point.
Yes.
Even lower if you go to FusionGamingOnline.com.
Yep, 5% off.
Yeah.
CCO Summer, baby.
There you go. Okay. So that product, Commander Masters, geared at more enfranchised players, guys like you and me, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
Yep.
Didn't freaking buy it, but I understand the theory.
Yes.
This product,
very
much when they remaster a set, let's call it a Masters set. Let's call it a Draft Masters.
Sure.
Let's call it Modern Masters, maybe 4.
I wouldn't go that far.
Let's call it Modern Horizons when we get cards like Cyclonic Rift and some of the most powerful stuff ever to come out of Ravnica.
Sure.
We get all the Shocklands. We get a bunch of good stuff, right?
Yeah.
This set at the what do you call it? The entry level or the base point for price when you go out and buy it with real money is more geared towards people that are not as enfranchised, that maybe don't have fetch or shocklands and don't have chromatic lanterns and don't have cyclonic rifts and all of the really powerful stuff for Commander that came out of Ravnica blocks.
Right.
And you combine that with the fact that it's also balanced with some stinkers if you buy sealed for draft.
Sure.
Stinkers for Commander that happen to be good in draft. I should clarify.
Oh no, they're stinkers. Period. Mind Leech Mass is not a good card.
Oh no, Mind Leech
it's not
Mass
a
can
good
eat
card.
my whole ass.
Yeah.
But Savra, Queen of the Golgari, good in draft.
No.
No? I think so.
It doesn't do anything by itself.
Oh no, you got to draft around it.
Yes.
Yeah. But you might pick that card if somebody passes it to you. Maybe like pick pack 1, pick 2 because they picked like the best removal out of it or a shockland for money. You might pick that. Pick 2.
It's not worth anything.
No. But if you pick her, pick 2, you can like draft a whole deck around her.
If you've already got some sacrifice stuff, sure.
Maybe. Yeah.
Sure.
So I think that it's going to be a good product for drafters as long as we can get a hold of it in our part of the world. And
100% it is.
And as long as it's not going to be jacked through the roof because there's old border and serialized shocklands in it.
Yeah.
There's multiple different ways to open the product, right? In collector packs and draft packs. Is there set packs? No, just draft and collector.
Draft and collector.
So both of those people are serviced.
Yep.
If you don't have, let's say, a Cyclonic Rift,
Yep.
you could get that.
Yep, you could hypothetically get one.
You get an old border foil stomping ground for Omnath now.
That'd be cool.
That's cool,
Yep.
right? So I think it does, or I think it is going to offer something to lots of different people.
Oh, people who are collecting cards, like I say, I don't need any of this stuff. I'm still going to get some of it because there are some things that I very much want. I want that Domri raid. I want the Krenko. We're going to get into that later.
Yep.
What are the things that we want? But there are things that I will certainly go out and try and track down. But the only reason that I personally would buy sealed of this is to open for the YouTube channel.
Oh yes.
Like I don't need this.
And if you want to go to fusiongamingonline.com and use one of the promo codes, enter Uncle Brando's address, he'll open your box on Brando's box openings. We're continuing that in 2024. It's a thing that gets a lot of like topic or it generates a lot of discussion in the Discord. People talk about Brando just rifling cards that he doesn't know are actually expensive. And those videos are really fun. If you want to have your stuff opened and Brando to get pounded on your behalf, hit him up.
I alphabetize them and send them off to you in a box.
There we go. There we go. Okay, let's flip over to some cards now and let's talk about actually some stuff that we're excited about.
Let's do that, yes. Where should we start? Should we start with specific cards? Should we start with treatments? Should we start with what? I mean, there's nothing really special, I shouldn't say that. There's serialized cards, there's that sort of thing.
Yeah,
but there isn't surge foils, there isn't a different border, a special border for this set. There isn't a certain art style. There's a section of anime.
Let's start with those.
Borderless cards.
Then Joe can get those on the screen real fast.
Okay, so we'll start at the top of those.
Okay, so we've got anime treatments like we've seen over the past couple sets, right?
Yeah, we were talking about this before we started the show. These are like more like a general modern anime style, and you like it.
I do. Anime cards in the past I haven't enjoyed because it's not an art style that I'm particularly interested in, invested in mentally, emotionally. I don't watch any animes except for like Dragon Ball with my kid when it's randomly on TV or something. Right? So when I see these ones, this really modern, high detail and varied anime style treatments that the 30 cards in Ravnica Remastered got, I think that they look really good. The Cyclonic Rift looks really good. And
I like the cow on it.
Very,
a cow flying?
Yes, and that's kind of a tropey, memey thing, hey?
Yes.
And very different than the Fibblethip the Lost. Very different than Lord of the Void or Pack Rat. Very different than Ilharg or Krenko.
Yep.
Very different than Protean Hulk and Uncle Carl.
Life from the Loam?
They all look very varied.
Very varied. I like
Very
that.
varied. Yeah, Birds of Paradise looks very good. And it seems like a modern anime take on the OG Birds of Paradise from Ravnica City of Guilds. Remember when that got reprinted for the first time in standard in Ravnica? First time since like 10th edition or something.
And that art was around for that's the Bird of Paradise art now.
Yes.
When you think about it, like, so Ravnica did give us, and I think, and I'm gonna this
Here we go.
maybe unpopular opinion, this Bird of Paradise, Brando's favorite Bird of Paradise.
There you go.
Like,
Not the volcanic island with the Bird of Paradise on it?
Nope. This is the one. This is the one that I like. If I get a hold of these, I will trade in other ones so I can play this one because I really like this one.
This anime style one that's on the screen right now.
Yep, I like this Birds of Paradise a lot. I also like the Life from the Loam. I like that it has a little butterfly on it. I like that it's painted. I like everything about that art.
Yeah.
And I've got OG foil Life from the Loams. I don't need that, but I want that.
Think of how good that butterfly is going to look. Think of how good this Bird of Paradise is going to look in foil.
Yep.
Yeah.
So cool. I really do like these. And I think that the selection of cards, with maybe 2 exceptions, are very good. I think you would be happy to open any of these because you've got a cool card. Svara, I don't think is a great selection, even though she has a really pretty picture. And I maintain that Tidespout Tyrant is a dud, and it shouldn't exist here.
Maybe Tomic Distinguished Advocate, but he's an advisor though.
No, I've heard it. I was railing on him too. I was like, man, this guy sucks. Why is he even here? Why are they reprinting this piece of trash card? And a few people at Collectors did say, no, I like Tomic, or I play Tomic.
Yes.
So, you know
he's
what?
He's a 2/3 with flying for 2. Like, that's good already. Remember, there are servicing the draft people too. So that's a serviceable card in draft. Your opponents can't play lands from graveyards. That is an ability that you would want in Commander. You would want that.
Yes.
Yeah. And lands on the battlefield and land cards in graveyards can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. So my lands are safe.
Yes.
I can still do what I want, but you can't hurt my lands.
I like that.
And that goes right alongside the Guild Gates that we see being reprinted in this set.
And the Shocks.
The Shocks.
Which we're going to get to in a second. But I have to hit you with my actual one. And this is an overarching Magic the Gathering. It's a complaint. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. And then we'll get into all the positive stuff. Because there's lots of good stuff to say as well. That Massacre Girl anime art looks too much like the Secret Lair.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody that bought that, if you buy a Secret Lair, all the problems involved with them, all the everything. I think if the Secret Lair cards should be locked in, and that's the card. It's the only way to get that card is to have that Secret Lair.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only way. And when they do one like this, that's like, oh, it's the same character, but from a different angle. No, that's cheating, and it's taking away from that person that went out and spent, if you're Canadian, $150 to get those 5 cards. Right? Like,
I imagine a lot of Europeans and really the Australians. Can you imagine what they have to pay?
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine it. And it's like, oh, well, I could have just not bought that Secret Lair to get my super sweet meme weeb Massacre Girl and just could have got it out of this set. I don't like that, and I hope they never do it again. And it's a small thing, but like, they honor the reserve list. Honor your Secret Lairs too.
Yeah, you talk about fan service, right? Where they do something that you want just because you want it. Like some meme piece, or like reprinting a Fibblethip again, or whatever. It's like they're doing fan service because it's a beloved character. This would be fan service, but almost like a fan guarantee.
Yeah.
That if you're getting a Secret Lair like the Massacre Girl, she's in the same pose, but it's kind of like one's from the front and one's from the back.
Yeah.
Though the art style's a little bit different.
It's close. It's too close.
I can see what you mean.
Yeah, it's too close for me. The colors are the same, but it is what it is. And I think if that's the one thing, like if that's the big complaint I have about the set, I think that's not doing too bad.
Well, let's flop over to something that I think everybody's got to be excited about, is more Shocklands.
Okay.
Shocklands, fantastic way to increase the not the power level, but the quality of your mana base by mana fixing. They're fetchable. They are now they have so many different arts from the classic traditional ones from 2006, 2007.
Which you can get here.
Yes, sir. All the way up to the very, I guess, modern Ravnica architecture and design in, what do we call these? The borderless ones?
These are borderless ones, yes.
These are borderless. You've got, okay, how many different iterations of Shocklands do we get? The borderless ones with new art.
Yep.
The modern frame ones with
the classic art.
OG art. And then we also get
old borders.
Old border ones also with
the OG art.
OG art. So 3 different ways to get Shocklands.
And I'm going to say it. I think that they're the best lands in Commander.
Shocklands?
Shocklands.
Better than fetches?
Well, like mana producing lands.
Oh.
I think they are. And you say, oh, well, duels are better. Yeah, but duels are going to cost you
$1,000.
$1,000 or 40 times as much, like 100 times more money.
Yep.
And these do basically the exact same thing.
Yep.
And you can actually get them, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty cool. Let me ask you this.
Sure.
I just thought of this. Is it too soon for a full art Shockland reprint, given that we just got them in Unfinity? Like we just got these very recently. Are they going to the well too often? I mean, they can't reprint Shocklands too often for my taste because I want people to have them.
Correct.
But like, is this enough to get people like amped?
I have 2 answers.
Okay.
Answer number 1 is the same as yours. I want more of these. I want to spend less money on them.
Deal.
So print them in every fucking set. Like,
Yeah.
even if it's just one. Like, print this set is Sacred Foundry.
Yeah.
Okay, now Sacred Foundry's price takes a dip for the secondary consumer.
Sure.
Second answer.
Okay.
When they go back to the same well too often on chase rares or cards that have secondary market value, I don't like that for LGS owners.
Sure.
We go to, like you and I personally go to an LGS that is quite small.
Yep.
It's pretty intimate in there on Thursday nights, I tell you that much.
It is, yes.
Right? When a $20 or $30 card all of a sudden, even temporarily, goes down to $8 or $10,
Yep.
that LGS who's got 8 or 10 of them, now, of course they get bought out, and that's good for business,
Right.
but they still don't make as much money. Now,
Right.
you move inventory, you get new inventory, life goes on. Like if you're selling products, that's good, but they're fetch lands, or sorry, they're shock lands.
Yeah.
They would have sold over time, and they do represent income over time for an LGS at that higher price point,
Right.
and that LGS makes more money.
Correct.
So I don't know. Is there a balance between often enough that I'm happy, my wallet's happy, versus they have a high enough price point for my LGS to be happy? Because let's face it, if our LGS, because remember, it's small, if it goes out, like, where are we playing?
Yeah.
Right? And
Change our whole life.
like, actually, you know what? Dana Roach actually just said this. Our friend Dana from EDH Recast actually said you can't play Magic in an Amazon warehouse.
That's the truth.
Right? And,
Even if you work there, you probably couldn't. They
oh,
probably-
yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, no, they crucify people at Amazon for stuff like that.
Oh, man. Holy.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't think it's too often, but our LGS owner might.
Yeah.
And you know what? I guess if you're not going to Fusion, go to your LGS and buy your cards there.
Absolutely you should. Yeah.
And I should note that Fusion is an LGS. We've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would play there.
Oh, yeah, the store's fantastic.
I'd probably play there, probably, maybe.
So what else do we got? We've got other cards with old border treatment, and we were saying on the pre-show that they actually look really good. It's like somebody took the contrast knob and just like turned it down to make the cards look washed out.
I dig that.
I'm not sure if they did that, or if they went pre-Photoshop and used OG like Ravnica art from 2006, or if the old borders just make the cards look washed out. I'm not sure which one it is.
I mean, some of the cards are certainly, I'm looking at just at a random, like, I think the Cyclonic Rift, that art's new, I think. Copy Enchantment is definitely the OG one. Compulsive Research, same thing. Drift of Phantasms, Persistent Petitioners,
Oh, beep beep.
Spark Double, all the OG art.
Let's take a couple minutes. Tell me which old art reprints you like the best?
Old art in old border?
Yeah, like the retro frame ones. We got 136 retro frames. We talked about the Guild Gates and the Shocklands.
I like Cryptgast.
Yeah.
I like Ilharg.
Yeah.
I like Krenko, obviously.
Yes, I knew.
I like Spark Double.
Sparky D?
Birds of Paradise.
Oh, yeah, with the OG Ravnica art. Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of... I'm nervous to say it out loud. I'm nervous to say it out loud. I'm nervous to say I like all these dredgers. I do.
You like the dredge cards.
I could get even more foil stuff for dredge.
Uncle Brando's Dredge Emporium.
Oh, baby.
Yes, sir. You know, I got to get a foil Bruvac.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to do old border?
You asked
anime?
me my question.
Right? What do you do?
That's my question.
For me personally.
Yeah, what would you do if you were me buying multiple instances of foil Bruvac? And remember, I got the OG one, doesn't come in foil from Jumpstart.
Right.
Now, there's Retro Frame.
Yep.
There's Anime.
Yep.
Both of those come in foil.
Yep.
And because it's retro framed, it's also in modern frame with the scrolly name line.
Yeah.
No, I think they had that in Jumpstart.
Yes,
but you
did.
can get that one in foil.
Yes.
So what would you do?
Brando would do the anime one because it's going to be the least... When you look at all printings on your... Whatever your deck site is, your look up a thing. I like to have the card that's got... Like, there's only one of that picture. Like, all of the Bruvacs look the same, except for the anime one. So I would get that one because it's unique. I like to have the unique looking stuff.
Yeah, I see Jumpstart, The List, Ravnica Remastered, Retro Ravnica Remastered, and Anime Ravnica Remastered.
And only one of those has a unique picture, and it's the anime one. So I would go for that personally.
Do you know if the anime ones have the weeby jerk-off super foiling, like confetti?
They do not.
They don't?
They
just
do
regular?
Not. Just regular foil.
Oh, man, I would have got a confetti Bruvac.
No confetti. I don't think people liked the confetti very much.
Oh.
I don't think they did. And honestly, I didn't like them very much either.
No?
I've got a couple, and I'm unimpressed with them.
The confetti foiling was similar to the outer space...
The Galaxy foil.
Galaxy foil, yeah,
But the Galaxy foil from Infinity
Yep.
was just better.
Oh, yeah?
It was just better. The way that it was done, like the big and the little like circles
Blobs
and the
of foil.
stars and moons and stuff.
Yeah.
It just was more pleasing to look at with your eyeballs
Yes.
than the confetti foil, because the confetti foil kind of took away from stuff, and at certain angles it kind of washed the art out or took it over where you couldn't see the card anymore. And I think that one was just a miss. Good on them for trying it, but good on them for not doing it again. I wish that they would learn about etched foil in the same way that they learned about confetti foil and stop doing it. That would be great.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
What do you like better? Etched foil or confetti foil?
Confetti foil.
Confetti foil.
Because confetti foil doesn't look like there's a print error on my card.
On every single card ever printed in etched foil.
Oh, man. Oh,
Okay.
man. But I'm excited to see lots of this stuff. And I think that for every dud, like for every Tolsimir Wolfblood,
Yeah.
there's something cool like a Void Slime or an Illusionist Bracers or a Pariah's Shield. Are they big money? No.
Well, Pariah Shield got expensive for a while.
But they're cool, right? It's cool that you can get those.
Yep. I like OG Court of Calling.
Hell yeah.
Here's an expensive one, or one that is getting there. Guardian Project.
Yeah.
That's an ETB draw card enchantment. Very powerful magic card.
What's that? There's an uncommon in this set that was printed that's pretty big time. I forget which one it was. It untaps all your land at the end of your upkeep, remember? What the hell was that?
Untaps all your land at the end of your upkeep?
Yeah, or at the end of your turn.
Is that the...
Wilderness Reclamation or something? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I was sure that was getting reprinted in this set. There's like a... Oh man, I just saw something. I just scrolled past something while I'm looking for this, and now I'm all mad again.
Oh,
man. Maybe I was thinking of the wrong card, but I thought there was something that like untapped all your land that was getting that was worth a bunch of money, but I'm probably wrong. I've been wrong before.
Yeah, we've been wrong once or twice. I like Utopia Sprawl in old art. I'm just going to go through some of the old arts to showcase them on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. I like Debt to the Deathless in old art.
That card is a dud, but man, it's cool. That's a classic Commander card, hey?
It very much
Man.
is. Cloudstone Curio. There's another one that just got reprinted in Lord of the Rings, but only in special treatment, like the box topper treatment, so it does virtually nothing for the price.
Correct.
Which is a whole nother topic we can talk about, but not today.
Yes, and they got it in old border, they got it in regular border, and they got an anime Cloudstone Curio.
Oh, is there an anime one?
Which is cool, yeah.
Man, what should I run in Animar? Because I play that in Animar, though I would have to paint it.
Well, then you run the one that you already have.
Oh, yeah, look, there is one with those creepy salad finger hands.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's salad fingers. Salad fingers.
I think
right?
so.
That's freaking weird, man.
Yeah.
So let's talk about bad ideas.
Okay.
Let's talk about bad ideas. If you look over at my screen, and nobody can see it except for Ryan, if you look at my screen, what you're going to see is a collection of 10 cards, all of which are rares, which means when you open...
Oh, no, are they?
They're all rares. So you have a non-zero chance of opening a pack with a split card in it.
And if Brando's favorite.
If I haven't been angry in public enough about these are cards that suck. And they always suck.
Oh, no, I play one of them.
No, you don't.
I do?
Cut it.
Nope.
I'll bet you if you tell me what it is, I can think of a card that's better than it off the top of my head right now. What's the card?
Expansion Explosion in Calamax.
Expansion Explosion
You can
in
draw
Calamax.
X, like double draw X, double deal X damage, or just copy a spell.
Island. I have fixed your deck for you. You are welcome.
Island is one of the best cards ever printed.
But there's 10 rares here. And it's not like they picked the ones that were played the most or the ones that would be best for the draft. And they just picked a cycle and stuck them in here. Why? Did they run out of rares from Ravnica that they could reprint? Did they think this counts? Oh, it's 20 more rares we can put in. Get bent. Get this shit out of my sight. Get this shit off the screen. I'm getting in a bad mood. I'm scrolling away. Okay.
Okay, guess what we did get, though?
What did we get?
Liliana Dreadhorde General.
That's a good
That's
reprint.
a good card right there. How many monies for that? Let's see here. MTG, hashtag MTG Finance. That is, hey, not as many monies as I thought it was. It's like
Well, she's gone down quite a bit.
$14 unless you want the anime one,
Oh, yeah.
which is $85.
Unless you want the foil anime
Unless you want the foil anime one,
it's 1,000.
Oh, it's like $4. You ever see the foil anime ones like at Magic Cons and stuff?
Yeah, I do.
They keep it with like where they keep the Legends and Power 9 and stuff, man. It's thousands.
It's insane. Amano Yoshitaka, man. You think he's going to make a comeback for Final Fantasy?
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Like the Magic Final Fantasy.
Yeah, because he is Final Fantasy. He does the concept art for every game.
Guaranteed he is.
Like,
Frick, why didn't we predict that on our... This is expansion of the prediction.
yeah, this is happening.
Yes, yeah.
And that's
I think so. They already have a relationship with him. He's done cards.
Yeah. And he's done so much Final Fantasy art. It would be a disservice to the community for him not to do some stuff.
Yes.
And oh man, that's cool.
Yes.
Man.
Well, just like
even if he gets his own secret lair. There it is.
Oh
There
man,
it is.
can you imagine the...
Oh shit.
I almost used lots of words that YouTube doesn't like for me to use.
Oh.
No, man.
Man, oh man, oh man.
It's like the Hildebrandt brothers or the Hildebrandt art coming to Lord of the Rings. Yep. Like that is what Lord of the Rings from the 70s looks like.
That's what it looks
right?
like.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Yes, and that would be very cool. I think people would dig that a lot. Now, I know that you're kind of going through the cards looking for some cool reprints. Here's an innovation that I think is really neat with this particular set.
Okay.
And something, what's one thing in every set that they come out with now that they always do something new and creative with, which is something you and I called a couple of years ago?
Multiple printings for lands?
Basic lands, they always do something showcasey for it.
Uh-huh.
And in this set, they took the exact opposite opinion, or the exact opposite thing, didn't even put basics in it at all. There just isn't. So you get a guild gate in like every pack or whatever.
Oh, are they doing what they did like in Return to Ravnica where it was a guild gate or a fetch... Oh, I keep doing it. A guild gate or a shock land in the land slot?
Now, I did read about this so I could answer that question, but I believe it's just a guild gate.
Oh.
And then your shock lands show up in the rare slot.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That's fine. But I think
they're competing with split cards.
Oh my god. I think you get a Guildgate or you get a Signet or something. There's two things that you can get in the basic land slot. They're both mana fixtures. I think it's a Signet or a Guildgate you can get.
That would be fantastic for the draft format.
Absolutely.
I remember that was a lesson they learned from Magic's first real draft multicolor set was Invasion. They put common lands in that tapped for a color or sacrificed for two different colors. And they put those in common slots, and they found that that wasn't good enough.
Man.
Even though they gave you 3 colors, not just 2, 3 colors, it wasn't good enough because you didn't get, like, those were not pack one, pick one, a common frickin' land.
Yeah.
But they were high picks in your first pack or your second pack, especially when you figured out kind of what colors you're going to be in. Heaven forbid you're in 3 colors in Invasion draft.
Oh my god.
Right? But putting a Signet or a Guildgate in the land slot is really good.
It's a very good idea.
Good for Commander players because like everybody plays Signets and good for the drafters because then you could draft your 2 or 3 color deck in your Ravnica Limited.
And we would be remiss if we didn't put out there that the Guildgate mana base is a good and sustainable and achievable and pretty powerful 5-color mana base.
Yes.
The gates have become real, and they're your budget 5-color mana base that gives you a backup win condition, which is cool.
Yep.
And
if you're playing 5-color.
And are cards that you can get. Are they great in less than 5? Probably not, but Guild Gates will always be something that you'll want to own because they are good if you ever decide to build that Sliver Queen deck or Kenrith or whatever generic 5-color good stuff deck you want to put together.
Yes. And I'll add that we do get an old art Maze's End to go along with our old art Guild Gates.
Cool.
And an old art Thespian Stage, which you could make into a Guild Gate.
Or a Maze's End.
Or a Maze's End. Yeah,
Yes.
sure, to help you win.
I like that lots.
So lots of different options and stuff, right?
You know what, another reprint I'm just noticing here? Rhythm of the Wild.
Yes, sir.
That is a good
That's
one.
a good reprint.
And it's even got the cool Domri art with Ilharg.
Yep.
Man, that's cool. I like that.
Where is that art from? I thought that was a new art.
That is a new art. It's from a Commander product. I believe.
Like it got reprinted with a new art, like in a Commander deck?
Yes, it got reprinted with new art in something recently. But
people are yelling at their screens because you and I just aren't clicking on it.
Ravnica Remastered, Lost Caverns of Ixalan Commander.
Yep.
That's where that art comes from. Lost Caverns of Ixalan Commander. But which is because Domri was dead.
I wonder why they used that art in that product and it came out before this product.
Yeah, that is a little...
That's a little bit weird.
It's not as cool as the OG one with like the horde of pigs running down the street.
Yeah.
But still neat.
Horde of pigs.
I do dig that. I think that's fun, and I'm glad that got a reprint because it's one of...
It was only a few bucks.
The old border Ravnica Remastered Rhythm of the Wild, not foil, is pre-ordering at $30.
Whoa.
That tells you how badly that uncommon needed a reprint. And it's a $5 card other than that.
Yeah, well, $5 uncommon though, hey? Like just by itself.
Yeah, like that's good. That's pretty damn good,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Are there any... Oh, Phytohydra. Do you remember Phytohydra? No. This card is terrible. It's a rare. It's a 1/1 for white, green 2. Plant Hydra. If damage would be dealt to it, you prevent it and put that many +1s on it instead.
Yeah, I knew that card.
And like that card is not good, but I'll bet you it's better now. And now people are going to think, oh man, I never knew this card existed. And they're going to throw it in a deck and they're going to blasphemous act it and they're going to beat the shit out of somebody with it.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Oh man, you know what I just saw?
What'd you see?
You know what I just frickin' saw?
What'd you see?
The old border, like the old gold border, Savra, Queen of the Golgari, old border. Not only does the old gold border look fantastic, it's got a really long name that takes up the entire length of the name line, and it's got such a cool piece of art. Look at that.
That's new too.
Yes.
New for the set.
Dude, I'm telling you, that is cool.
Who in R&D plays that commander deck? Who is it?
I wonder.
'Cause when we go to Chicago, we're going to ask around. We're going to find out. We're going to find out which WotC employee plays the Svara Queen of the Golgari deck. That they just needed some kind of pimp ass.
Okay, so here's the plan. Here's the plan. You're going to be in the creator area just mulling around, talking to like the creator team and WotC employees that are randomly stopping in.
Yep.
you start sniffing there. Okay. I've got a media badge, so I'll get into the media room and I'll ask some of the people that I see in there, like the PR people or random people doing interviews.
Okay.
I'll be like, okay, I got one question from Commander Cookout. Who in R&D plays Savra?
Because somebody does. That's the only reason I can think of for her to get so many, like, she got new art. She got extended art. She got super duper foil. She's everywhere. Like, why is she? Why?
Did they pick like a prolific guild leader? Because like I see Tajik Legion's Edge, I see Tulsimir, I see Teysa. Now Teysa Orzhov Scion, like that's a good card. People play that card.
Yes, not as I was going to say not as common as the other Teysas.
Correct.
Because other Teysas are air quote. Well, they're more accessible, and they're probably
the
better.
other Teysa, the third Teysa, like the 7-mana one. Nobody plays that one.
Oh, yeah, that's
but
true.
the other one that doubles
Death Triggers?
Death Triggers, yeah, that one,
that's
people
the
play
Teysa.
that one.
But yeah, there's Teysa, there's Tolsmir for the one, whoever the hell they are. There's that clone guy for Dimir.
Yeah, we got Rakdos. We got...
Good Rakdos, too.
Yes, we got good Rakdos. We got Lavinia of the 10th. That's the good one in Legacy or whatever, that if you pay 0 for something, it gets countered or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the playable Borborygmos. I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe not the good one, but the playable one for sure.
Oh, man. Look at Karlov of the Ghost Council. Looks so good in Old Border, too. Oh, man.
Yeah, he does. You used to have that deck. That was a hell of a deck, too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Shit. Lazov. That's the Dimir one I was thinking of.
Oh, yeah. That's the one that changes into a different guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's I guess there's Lavinia, too. I don't know if you want to count her.
Yeah, I just mentioned her.
Okay, but like...
Okay, last one I'm going to talk about. Last one of these Old Borders that I'm going to gush over because everybody knows that you and I like the Old Border nostalgia.
Yeah, we do.
Old ones. I'm looking at... We mentioned it on the pre-show.
Yeah.
First hybrid Old Border in Deathrite Shaman.
So cool.
Looks exactly like a black card mixed with a blue or a green card.
Yep. Just put them together.
Put them, mash them together in Photoshop.
Yeah, and I love when they do stuff like that because they could have gone any way. They could have put it in a gold border and made it look all weird. They could have done anything. They could have done absolutely anything. But what they did was, in my estimation, the bare ass minimum they could do.
Yes, and usually we rag on them for that.
And in this case, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see on that card.
Well, okay, so you know in the, was it the War of the Spark or the Brothers War? I think it was the Brothers War precons, the Urzas and Mishras, where they had the colored artifacts in Old Border and they made it look like a blue card or a black card, but the type line said artifact.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And oh man, it was so confusing because you got like a Vandal Blast and you think that there's only a couple artifacts in the field because artifacts looked blue in those precons.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'll just hold on to this Vandal Blast instead of getting your whatever it was, Thopter Spy Network or some WinCon.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is no good. You overload your Vandal Blast to get 2 guys as frickin' Soul Rings, and then all of a sudden half your opponent's board's gone because they're colored artifacts. I think that could have been handled differently.
Yes.
And they did maybe the bare minimum there as an example of when doing the bare minimum is not good.
Right. But here, it is correct.
This looks good.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, frick.
Man, you know what I just realized they reprinted in this set that I think people sleep on because they forget it exists?
What is it?
Azorius Guildmage.
Oh, yeah, that card's good. I used to play that in my third or fourth deck ever.
I wish that it was not an Azorius card.
Give it a read because people don't know what it does.
2/2 for Azorius hybrid. Then it has white 2, tap target creature.
Okay, it's fine. It's a
fine.
tapper. That's a thing in limited.
Now check this out.
Yeah.
Blue 2. No tap, just blue 2. Counter target activated ability.
Yeah.
Holy mother of God.
That's a good one.
Oh, and you can just get people with that.
Yeah.
Nice fetch land, dickhead. Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
nice
sack
tap
this
to draw a card and make infinite frickin' Niv Mizzet also in the set.
Yeah. Just no. No. Instead of that, how about that? Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Nice pay 2, discard a card, pack rat. Oh.
Nice one ring butthole.
Yeah, nice equip. Ha.
Yeah. You know what else is cool? I just thought of this. We're going to get a Voja token.
Oh, yeah. No, we already have one of those.
Yeah, but now we're going to get a foil one.
Oh.
Foil Voja token. That's pretty cool. That's the Tolsimir Wolfblood token that they make. It's a 3/4 for 6. What a good card.
Yeah, Ravnica.
You can always tell the OG Ravnica rares, hey?
Yeah.
Well, how much does it cost? 19. What's it do? It's a 4/7. Oh, shit. What else does it do? That's it.
Flavor text.
Yeah, it's got some flavor text on it. It's got Vigilance. There we go. Now, Vigilance might be too good. So overall, I think that while the set might not be the most exciting in terms of actual reprints, I think there's lots here. And I think that maybe it's because it's in that vein where I kind of started getting back in and I started paying way more attention.
Like OG Ravnica, you mean?
Yeah, so I've already kind of got all this stuff, and I've been an enfranchised player for each iteration of Ravnica, so I've kind of grown with the game. But I'm sure there's lots of people listening to this that obviously weren't around for City of Guilds.
Most people who are listening to this, I'm willing to bet, didn't even play for Return to Ravnica. That was 11 years ago.
Yeah, that's a long time
Most
ago
people that play Magic, like, do a survey of everybody that you know in your mind quickly. How many of those people played Magic for more than 10 years? Huh, not very many.
Yeah, not very many. That's true.
You are in a particular outside the bubble kind of place because, like, we've played that long. All of our friends have played that long, and we know a lot of older players, like players in their 40s or maybe even their 50s that are LGS.
Yeah.
Players whose kids play now.
Yeah.
But when we go to a Magic Con or whatever, how many players do you see that are even 30 years old?
That's the truth.
Like, how many of them are in their early 20s? They didn't play Magic since, like, before they knew how to read.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So a lot of them weren't even around for Return to Ravnica. Never mind OG Ravnica, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm watching the Hockey World Juniors yesterday, right?
Okay.
And the oldest somebody could be was January 1st, 2004.
Oh.
That's the oldest that somebody could be.
Oh.
So everybody had to be born in 2005 or 6 or 7. And that's when OG Ravnica came out. And it's like, you couldn't have been playing since then.
Yeah.
You couldn't have opened a Cyclonic Rift in a booster pack.
Well,
you couldn't have.
Cyclonic Rift wasn't back then.
No, sorry, but Return to
I know
Ravnica.
what you mean. Yeah,
Return to
get what you're
Ravnica.
saying, yeah.
If you're in your early 20s or if you're a teenager, you couldn't have opened one of those because you couldn't read. You didn't play Magic.
Yeah, you didn't have any money. Yeah. Maybe your dad let you open a pack, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at Muddle the Mixture right now. Like, maybe somebody's never seen that card. Counter target instant or sorcery spell for blue.
Right.
That's a serviceable card.
Yep.
Also, transmute blue 1, discard this card, search for a card with converted mana cost 2, put it into your hand.
Ooh.
That freaking finds Cyclonic Rift.
Yes, it does.
And people are like, what the hell is Cyclonic Rift? What? Right? They've never seen it before because they're new. Yeah, I'm going to find it with my Muddle the Mixture. What's that? It's a counterspell, but it's also a fucking tutor. What? It's like, what?
What are you doing? What?
I play that in Brewback.
Of course you do.
Sure do.
Of course you do, you fucking guy. Of course you do. But so I think that there's lots here for maybe not for us, but maybe this is one of those products that isn't aimed at us.
I love that mentally I know what everything in this product is, and I can still play and interact with Magic in the exact same way that I did without having to memorize what everybody at the LGS's brand new commanders do.
Yeah.
And I love that I can pay less money at FusionGamingOnline.com using CCO Summer promo code and get more of these kinds of cards like Muddle the Mixture and cheap alternate art printings of Cyclonic Rift. I love that I can do that.
Yeah, me too.
And I love that I don't have to do anything else with this product other than have people around me enjoy it.
I can watch other people be excited, and I can aggressively try and get a foil Life from the Loam.
There you go.
That's all I have to do. All I have to do is update my wish lists on Fusion Gaming Online. That's all I have to do.
And Birds of Paradise.
And Birds of Paradise also.
And Stomping Ground.
I don't know if I need the Stomping Ground.
No?
I have Galaxy Foil.
Ooh.
Right?
That's
Like
pretty good.
I don't know if I
Pretty
need any
good.
of those ones. And that's not a flex. That's just one that I opened. I just
Yeah,
think
but you
that's
will
pretty
flex.
Absolutely. I aggressively foil my decks out for a reason, Ryan.
Just right exactly now was not a flex.
No, yeah, just not that time. But like if you're playing with me, I will flex. I've never played a non-foil basic in my life.
Oh.
Since Commander started, at least. Because that's just how I am, damn it.
Oh, what's the Bane meme equivalent of that? I didn't even play non-foil till I was already a man or something. Right? I don't know if you can make it work, but everybody knows the meme.
Everybody knows the meme, and it's good. But the point is, I think that there's a lot to be excited about this set. I think it's a good one. I think that people should pick it up. I'm looking forward to hearing how the drafting environment is.
Yep.
And if you've got something that you're really excited about, like maybe T-Coats, you're excited about the Ilharg, maybe your Brando, you're excited about the Krenko.
Ryan excited about the Bruvac and the Peepees?
Right. There's something new, or not new, but there's something here for every single person that's going to buy a sealed Magic card, and there's something here for everybody that plays Commander or is excited about draft.
And you know what? Let's throw the legacy players in there too, because there's a couple nuggets.
That's true.
First time ever in Old Border.
I dig that.
We're gonna put that in there. Shout out to the legacy players because we got a couple in the nation.
There's so many things for everybody to pick up here, and that's the mark of a great set. And it's something that you don't really necessarily need to pick up if you're strapped for cash post holidays, which is also great. So,
Yep.
Watsy, good on you. You did it good. We're going to give it the seal of approval, even if we're not super pumped to buy the sealed product. What are we going to do next week, Ryan?
Maybe a deck list. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about Magic. I don't know. Drink some beer. I don't know.
I like all those things.
We got a couple deck lists in the email that that over the last few weeks have like piling up shows.
Sure.
We've mentioned, and now all of those have come out. Maybe it's time for a classic CCO deck tech.
Oh shit.
Maybe we'll do something like that.
Maybe, who knows? But you're gonna have to grab a pile of bones
Oh.
from the second greatest thing to come out of Regina. You're gonna have to check out FusionGamingOnline.com. You see CCO Summer, save yourself 5% off a bunch of stuff that you can have for the next show.
And just remind me again, when does Sidewalk Slam Season 2 kick off?
Friday.
Is
Friday.
January 6th?
It's still a Friday, regardless of what number you attach to it. This coming Friday.
Pew, 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 pew.
Precisely. So check out CCO Sidewalk Slam Season 2, Episode 1 on Friday. Then come back next Monday for a pre-show. Then come back on Tuesday for yet another exciting episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!